Hello, you fine ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? I hope your day is going well. Today, we are going over another hero for a hero guide, except this is really a villain. I don't know. It's a hero pickup. It's all the same. This is Boba Fett. This is one of my all-time favorites as a hero for sure. And he is very, very powerful. Of course, he has that iconic jetpack, which is just so powerful in this game. And the wrist rocket, which also comes in handy. Flamethrower, I don't know if anyone uses that much, but it can be useful in a pinch. We'll go over that in a bit. And of course, the EE3 is also very good in the hands of Boba Fett. So let's get straight into it. The flamethrower, starting with it, it's okay. I think it's best against heroes. Against infantry, I don't think it's worth using. It just takes too much time to actually activate the flamethrower and use it effectively against the infantry and use it efficiently. It just takes way too much time, and in that time, infantry are going to be dealing a lot of damage to you. So it's just really not worth that health. You could just use your EE3 or even wrist rocket at the same range you would use your flamethrower, and it would do about the same, and you'd probably come out with a little more health. Now, where the flamethrower does come in handy is against heroes, because of course when you get really up close with a hero, using the flamethrower can be really, really helpful, especially when going against a hero like Luke Skywalker, who has to be close to you to deal damage. Using the flamethrower can really keep him at bay and also deal a lot of damage to him at the same time. So that is where the flamethrower really comes in handy against heroes, especially ones that have to be in close quarters to deal damage. Now onto the wrist rocket. This is really, really useful because of course it does have a bit of a homing effect. You shoot it in a target's general direction and it should track that target depending on how close you shoot it to your opponent, of course. Now it is really, really handy and really useful when used with the jetpack, because if there are enemies off in the distance, perhaps behind cover, you can jetpack up to get a line of sight on them and then use your wrist rocket to devastating effect, and it is really, really useful. And of course, really helpful when getting out of a pinch. If there's an enemy who you're having trouble taking out and they're dealing a lot of damage to you, you can just jetpack up, fire the wrist rocket, and then jetpack the other way basically, so that you take yourself out of harm's way. So that is really, really useful. Now the jetpack of course is very special and very unique to Boba Fett in this game. It is very, very crucial that you use this correctly though. Do not use your jetpack to fly into a group of enemies. That is just not what you want to use it for. It's really great to make a getaway if you're not handling the opposition, I mean to say. It's really good to make a getaway. It is also really useful to get a line of sight or vantage point where enemies cannot get to you. On Bespin, on the new Bespin Cloud City map, there are so many spots on top of buildings where you can get to with Boba Fett and have this amazing vantage point, and enemies can't really fire at you because it's way too high up in the sky. So that is why the jetpack is really powerful, to get vantage points and flee battles if you have to. It's also really important that you stay in the air as much as possible, because of course it's far harder for enemies to hit you when you're in the air. However, when you're in the air as Boba Fett, it's not actually too hard to use your EE3, as you are quite stable in the air. Also, you have that wrist rocket, which is really good from high above. Now the EE3 blast rifle is actually very versatile, especially with Boba Fett. It can be used to great effect at long range, close range, and medium range, so it's really great all around blaster. So don't be afraid to stay back away from the battle and just fire from cover, further back from all the action. You will still do very well, and of course you will preserve that health, which is really important when playing as a hero. So if you do choose to push up on the enemy team, make sure you have teammates at your side, because one, they can distract the enemies, allowing you to shoot them from the sky, and second, they also are a big help when pushing up, and hopefully you won't lose as much health. So that is all I have to say for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you wish to subscribe, feel more than welcome to, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
We'll be right back.